I've only got 6% battery left, and my speech is on my phone, so I better speak. So, Rudy and Terrique, I just want to wish you all of the best. Trusting that God also bless you going forward. I also just want to thank everyone, family, okay? So, yes, I think that we actually really have a family here, mostly. So I just want to thank you all for coming and for supporting us. It actually has been a big journey for us. Planning this during lockdown, but God has been good to us. And I think that it actually is a milestone that we can stand here as a family, actually celebrate in this manner. So Rudy, actually I apologize. I'm going to do this differently than a normal speech that a father would share with a brother couple. This is going to be my last opportunity to speak to my daughter as such. And so I want to share some words with her. It doesn't mean that it's important. I think that your mother has to speak to you as such. Okay. So my phone is quickly low, and now it's on 5%. Okay. So when I spoke with Terrique a few days ago, I said, Terrique, this speech isn't working. Liquor for me, man. Actually, I've been inspired. And one day I took a bath, and in the bath, I got inspiration. And no, honestly, I actually got inspired. And when I went to bed that evening, I went up to my phone and I typed out what my thoughts were. And that evening, I just couldn't sleep. 1 o'clock the evening, got up, wrote some extra words, put my head down. 2 minutes later, got up again. And so I've just kind of put those inspirations and my thoughts together, and that's what I want to share with you. Okay? So for your 21st, you said I spoke too long, so I'm going to make it shorter this time around. So I'm going to call what I've written here a perfect time, yours or ours for forever. Chapter 1. Yesterday you started school and learning to be cool. Yesterday is a memory gone too soon. Yesterday, Mommy washed your clothes one last time, and yesterday you slept in your room one last time. Yesterday you didn't hear me say that Mom, like that one last time, and yesterday is a memory gone too soon. That was yesterday. Today you are all grown up. And today you are a wife. And today you will cook and say that Jesus is the center of your home. And today you will say night Rudy and cuddle in his hand. And today you are all grown up. And today has come too soon. This is today. Tomorrow we will miss you and cry at home. Tomorrow you'll start a family and be a mom all. And tomorrow we will phone you just to hear you again. And tomorrow we will phone you just to hear you once again. And yesterday and today will have gone by too soon, and tomorrow will be filled with sunshine and laughter, as newlyweds always do. But yesterday and today and tomorrow won't compare with what God has in store, for forever is always etched in our hearts of our dear girl, our daughter, our love, and our joy. For forever, you will live out Proverbs 31, a woman who fears the Lord is worthy to be praised. And when yesterday and today has come and gone, and and has come in God, remember that Jesus remains the same. And forever remember your wedding vows, and forever remember your wedding vow. And one day when we are no longer with you, you'll forever remain our little girl. Yesterday you were a little princess, and today you've become a queen. Yesterday you were a sister, 2 in 1, and today you are a sister unto many. Yesterday you were Rudy's, my first, my last, and today you have become his everything. Carry one. May your today be better than your yesterdays, and may your forevers be better than your tomorrows. Love, mommy and daddy. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Teresa, the mother of the groom. I would like to thank all of you, family, friends, for joining us today as we celebrate my son Rudy's hand in marriage to his loving bride, Terrique. To my daughter-in-law, welcome to the family. We make it official today, right? When I first met Terrique, I saw, oh, this girl is so small like me. And high heels. When I started my career as a nurse in the year 1977, I bought my first pair of high heels with my paycheck, my first paycheck, just to look bigger. Because you know, people like to push us around when we're so small. But you know, as we grow older, we realize if you lose your legs in an accident, you'll be small like me if you sit in a wheelchair. So yeah, Terrique, I just want to say when I've noticed over the 4 years, that's one, please. I've witnessed that Terrique, remember over the years, the little things that are important to us as a family. She acts towards my son with pure love and respect. Today, I also want to thank you and your family for the support you have given Rudy over the years. And it set my heart as a mother at peace, knowing that my son will be surrounded by this kind of love. You join our family today. Onthou altyd my lese, dis 'n klein goedjies wat al die grootste plek in 'n mens se hart. Once again, Terrique, welcome to the family. Then to my son Rudy, once a Dolphy, my last born. The first role you had to play in this world was to be my baby. You don't like it when I say he's still my baby. You said to me, Mommy, I turned on and you leave. Since then, you have done so much to make me proud, to become a brother, a student, a colleague, an uncle, and many more. Then you became a man, and a boyfriend, and a fiancé. And today, you are a husband to Terrique. Today, I just want to say thank you, God, as you are ready to become a husband you have chosen, a bride, so wisely. I embrace her as my daughter-in-law. And I know you will be ready for all the roles that God has set for you in the future. Today I see myself in you, the way you act, the things you do. I'm thankful I was in God's plan to help you to become the boy to become a man. If God had let me choose a son, there will be no doubt you will be the one. Rudy? 35 jaar is voorbij. En ik kijk terug de grond van jaren waar langs ons verlopen. Ik heb met jou gestap. Ja, dat was daar, wat ons die mooiste view gehad het. En dan daar was daar wat ons kalkoek moest hardkomen. Net om een beter plek te komen as gister. Ek het gesê, ek gaan nie ry nie. Soms het ek op my knieë geval, omdat ek nie meer kon kaats gesien het om verder te loop nie. Dan was daar, waar ek rustig kon loop, sonder om te kyk, of om te draai. Soms was daar mooi volle blomme langs die pad, maar ons het het verloor. Maar dit het gelet, maar dit is oké. Soms was daar dorings wat my gesteek het, sodat ek vandaan nie kon loop nie. Maar dit was oké. Ja, dit was 'n lang pad. Soms sonder water, soms met stikkende skoene. Het ons iets geleer? Ja, o yes. Dat 'n mens soms nodig het om tot stilstand te kom en jou siel te vind. Dat niemand vir jou pad vir jou kan loop nie, maar wel saam met jou. Dat mens beter skoene moet aantrek as jy 'n grondpad wil loop. Miskien meer water vir ons reis. Ja, dat niemand jou gelukkig kan maak as jy nie self gelukkig is nie. Dat min mense jou eet aan jou. Dat beloftes soms nie beloftes is. Dat daar altyd iemand in jou reis, dat daar altyd iemand sal wees wat in die middel van jou reis gaan staan, omdat hulle dit nie vir jou gun. Dat 'n mens nooit moed moet verloor vir iets wat jy regtig wil bereik nie. Dat opgee nooit 'n opsie is nie. Hoe dat ons van die grondpad af is, moet ons nooit die goed vergeet, wat ons hierdie reis te help het. As ek dink aan die verhaal van die slak het op 'n koue wintersoggend by 'n appelboom opgeseil, en 'n slak is stadig, daar's baie dinge wat hy moet trotseer, as die voëls, as die reën, as die son, en hy is besig om die appelboom op te klim. En ek die verhaal eers dink ek aan so aan jou. En halfpad in die appelboom op, sê 'n wurm vir hom, hy steek sy kop uit, hy sê, man, waartoe gaan jy, daar is 'n enkele appel daar boven. Ja, sê die wurm, as ek die slak, as ek daar boven, wat gaan daar appel wees? En dit noem ek perseverance, uithou vermoë. Dit is die mens wat ek sien, wie is vandag. Dis hoe ek jou sien, dis hoe trots ek as ma vandag is. As a mother, all I've ever wanted for you is my son to see you happy. Seeing how happy Terry makes you is the greatest gift a mother could ever ask for a son. I prayed for God for you for a partner, not just anyone, but someone with our values and principles. And yes, God to answer my prayers. Showing compassion towards each and everyone around you made you the amazing man you are today. It's your heart, it's your kind and caring heart that will serve your marriage from this day forward. I wish you both all the happiness that life has to offer. May you continue to love, grow and respect each other from this day forward. Our family verse is, I know you said I mustn't say this, but this is our family verse. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope for the future. That is my speech for you. And then I have 2 additional speeches from the 2 sisters, the one from Saudi and the one from Dubai. Natasha, the eldest one, to Rudy. For my brother, congratulations to you and Terrique on this beautiful day. My heart is full with memories of times growing up with you. You love me in a special way that only brothers can do. And now you've grown up and become a husband. Dear brother, you will always be important in my life. That is Natasha. So on this special day, remember, I love you. And as I say to Terrique, to my dear sister-in-law, on your wedding day, I wish you every blessing as you start the road ahead with my brother as your husband. I love you, both of you, very much. And then she said, Bible verse, 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1 to 13. Love is patient and kind. Love does not invite or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable. It's not resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things. and so on and so on. And lots of love from his sister and her husband Lawrence. Isabella, Daniela, in a hot, very hot Saudi. And then your second sister from Dubai, Sister and Amin Shahan. Rudy and Terry, congratulations on this beautiful day. We are so proud to have you as a brother, and we wish we could have been here with you today. We bless you with both a lifetime of happiness and a love that will grow stronger each day. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge Him in all your ways and He shall direct your paths. That is Proverbs, Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. That was from Sister Abi Shahan in the sunny Dubai. And the last one, you know, they sent me SMS's the videos, the whole thing, the whole morning. Dit is weer ligter en hoor. Hulle is baie hartseer, hulle is emotional. Dit is weer eens vir ons te wys dat ons nie in beheer is, God is in beheer. Dit is 'n virus, ons is in die middel van 'n pandemie. Die virus het weer sy roes gelê vir ons. Ons moet maar net aanpas daarbij. So was dit nie vir die virus was nie, sou sy twee susters met hulle man en kinders hier gewees het, maar die borders is ook weer gesluit. So dit is 'n baie emotional dag vir hulle sisters, want hulle is hulle enigste broer. So ja, ons raak vandag aan maskers, wat die Here vir ons sê, wat toe julle monde, julle praat miskien te veel, julle vloek te veel, of whatever, jy skinder, dit gaan so baie weer in die masker, jou hande moet gesanitize word, ons vat miskien goed wat die ons is, dit was die hande, smeer die hande, maar anyway, ons gaan daaroor preek om terug te kom. Hulle twee staaltjies, hulle het gesê, hulle het vir Rudy vergeet, hulle was in La Rochelle, sy twee sisters, hy is in Klein Boys High. Ja, kom my, hulle by die huis, ek vraag, waar is hulle boetie? Nee, mama, mami, ons het ons boetie vergeet by die school. Ek sê, gaan staan dat in die pad, en gaan kyk waar is Rudy. Daar kom Rudy met die taxi, hy is asfale in die wissel. Hulle sê, okay. Nee, maar ek kom nie, hulle kom by die school. So they say, ja, dit is maar een van die staaltjies, nee. Plus they also say we were grown up so quickly because he was the man in the house for mommy and for us. And for us as 3 girls. For me and your 2 sisters who have never complained, you always did it with such pride and so responsible. You know, we could always rely on you. So klein wat die daar was, sê hulle, was het altyd jy, wat die vensters moet gecheck het, deur moet gecheck het. And today you're starting a new chapter in your life, with your own family. And they say they will be ever thankful and grateful for what you did in their lives. Thank you. Sorry this speech was so long.
Ladies and gentlemen, words of wisdom that and deep, they touch deep in our souls. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just taken something out of that. Rudy kan maar ook antwoord, hy sal altyd die baby bly. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down here was Lisa Keister.
I just wanted to start off by briefly mentioning that there are 2 people that were missing on this special day. One is Terrique's brother Matthew, who would have definitely been the life of the party. And the other, our grandfather, who would have definitely approved of this marriage to Rudy. Both of them missed today, but we know that they were sitting in heaven above, looking down on us on this amazing day. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lisa, and I am Terrique's cousin from a dad's side. An interesting fact is that Terrique only has 2 girl cousins, one on a mom's side and the other on a dad's. Since we were the only 2 girl cousins among 10 grandchildren on our side of the family, we had a special bond. Another interesting fact about our relationship is that Terrique and I were both born in the same year. Ted being older than me by 5 months and 3 days to be exact. In some ways, I've always looked up to you as an older sister. As all of you know the bride, you will know how amazing she is. Terrique has the most amazing work ethic. I know this because on 2 occasions we've worked together in some way. One when she worked for my mother's company and the other one when she worked for one of our clients. Not only can amazing work ethic be seen through watching her work, but through the establishment of her own company, Symbol Marketing. If you haven't followed him on Instagram yet, please go ahead and do that. I had an amazing opportunity to see her work on the company from conception phase to where it is now. I know how exceptionally hard it is to develop your own company, and I can see all the hard work and effort she puts in. Not only is she hardworking, but she's also structured and organized. She has always been a neat person, and that translates to all aspects of her life. She's an amazing friend. I got to see this through her many friendship circles. This is not always reciprocated, but she still cares. Terrique is a family-oriented person and manages to maintain good relationships with most of her family. This remains one of her core values. Another interesting fact about Terrique is that she did not want to get married when she was younger. She would always say how she wanted to be single for the rest of her life, and I would always be the one that said I wanted to get married and have a big family. All I can say is, oh, how they will break her. I remember hearing about Rudy before me. I heard about this guy that was interested in her, but she didn't really want to be in a relationship at the time. She was well into a single phase when Rudy walked into her life, and Ted wanted nothing to do with Rudy. I saw her a few weeks later and asked her about the guy, and then she said she'd given him a chance, and Rudy definitely made the most of the opportunity and swept it off her feet. I met Rudy at my best friend's brother's wedding, and Terrique was friends with the bride at the time. They say that daughters marry someone that reminds them of their father. I, like so many others, noticed how Rudy reminded me of Uncle Frank. Not only in appearance, but with mannerisms as well. Rudy is a great person to talk to and always give sound advice. Through one of our conversations I had the opportunity to learn this. I will not go into detail about the conversation, but all I will say is that a few months later I realized how right Rudy was. Rudy won over our side of the family with his amazing culinary skills. The way to the Oli family's heart is through food, but more specifically, seafood. Rudy walked in one Christmas Eve with a big pot of seafood. I don't think Rudy realized it at the time, but our great-grandfather was a fisherman, so good seafood is ingrained in our blood. Like many situations in life, Terrique and my life weaves in and out of each other. Rudy remained a constant through the last 4 years, and I watch how amazing the couple is together. Over the last 2 years, it has been a challenging situation with Terrique's health, and Rudy has stuck by her side through all of it. They definitely have the in sickness and in health down with. Over the span of their relationship, I watched the foundations being laid for a good, long-lasting relationship. I have seen the couple put God at the center of their relationship. I have also seen the foundation of mutual love and respect laid. I have watched how effectively and clear they can communicate. Relationships are never easy. Although you become one flesh in a marriage, you are still two spirits. Getting those two spirits to agree takes a lot of hard work and dedication. The choice we have made to get married will take a lifetime of work to maintain. I do, however, think that you two have the resilience, dedication, and foundation for a long-lasting and fruitful marriage. It is customary to finish the speech with some advice for the happy couple. Since I am single and have been for a very long time, you may want to take my advice with a grain of salt. But here it is. Never go to bed angry because you wake up angry. Always remember the reason you got married in the first place. And always prioritize your partner and your relationship, especially after kids. I hope that you will find contentment for the rest of your life. I hope that once your life is over, you will be fulfilled and remember fondly the memories you had. I hope that your love grows and blossoms continuously throughout the years. I hope that you will always keep God at the center. I pray that you have many, many years together. Congratulations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was very best advice from the bridesmaid. We're gonna give a chance for our best man to come and say a couple of words. Ladies and gentlemen, pray for Father.
Good evening, everybody. To don't have an appetizer, red wine or just a glass, will be raising at the end. So I'll keep mine. It's very difficult to follow up with that one, Lisa. One of the reason. But I did write a few words. Firstly, of course, I need to just comment on how good you guys were. Absolutely. For those that don't know me, I'm Ray. I'm Rudy's cousin. Or as Rudy and I normally refer to each other as, like we always as brothers. It's really a privilege to be standing here. I want to thank you for asking me to be with you. It's really an honor. And of course, to have the opportunity to share a few words about these two beautiful people, Rudy and Terrique. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I must just say is that Rudy has really made us wait in this moment. Like, made me wait for this moment. Really, really long. And I'm sure that for Auntie Teresa, I'm sure that of everyone, you must be the most relieved to know that Rudy has finally made it to settle down. Finally, I mean, nobody can be single so long. Just a bit of insight. With Rudy growing up around his cousins, Rudy was always the one that didn't have a steady girlfriend. I mean, everybody, all the cousins had girlfriends at that stage, always. Whereas Rudy decided, he went this way, and Rudy decided, no, I'm going to go the single route. So he was single for a very long time, out of choice. Now Rudy is the youngest cousin out of the lot. And he's always bragged about how young he looks for his age. I mean, Rudy was so cocky, he told her, I can't say it like Rudy does, but I'm going to give it a go. Rudy always used to say, ooh, my baby face jeans. My good looking jeans. This will definitely work with my fatal one. I always used to say, one day, Afrikaans het beter, eendag is eendag, man. Eendag en ek vir my. Ek het 21 jaar oud myself. And 4 years ago, Rudy got stopped in his tracks by a feisty little girl. I think everybody really was probably the most surprised. He couldn't believe it. He was like, hey, today is my day. He couldn't believe it. And he found himself such a stunning little pocket rocket. As the saying goes, dynamite comes in small packages. I'll never forget how excited he was when he first told me about the sexy little Terrique that he met. And when I met Terrique for the first time, I immediately understood why he was so excited. It was because he finally met someone that was shorter than him. I must admit, it wasn't very difficult talking to Terry. I mean, the first day I met him, it was just easy. It's obviously just because of Terry's awesomeness, and it was very true. I mean, she's just down to earth. She blended in very easily. There was no difficulty. And very down to earth young lady, and very mature for her age as well. That's all the compliments I'm going to give tonight. As we spent more time together as couples, we camping and we visit each other. We got to know each other a bit better and become a little more comfortable with each other. I saw just how hard-headed, stubborn, proud, outspoken both of them are. And they both don't back down from a fight. That's true. But we all can admit that these are very good attributes to have in a healthy relationship. As only good things can come from, especially when you understand each other and work so well together like Terrique and Rudy does. Terrique, on behalf of the Faro family, I would like to officially welcome you into our family. We are super proud and honored to have you and your family as part of ours. Rudy, today, my Peilman and my father would have been very proud of you. David was ook vandag te zeggen, and that's exactly it. That's all I can give. And of course, Terrique, I'm sure that Matthew is definitely down. He's looking down at his today. Very good. Farron Anthea, Auntie Teresa, congratulations on raising incredibly beautiful people inside and outside with such a positive outlook and a zest for life, despite all the trials and tribulations. We can all learn from these values and principles that you guys have instilled. Thank you. And with that said and done, can we just raise the apple tires glasses? Rudy and Terrique, I want to wish you guys all the joy, the love, the prosperity, and peace in the future. Yes to Terrique and yes to Rudy. Cheers, guys.
I got the last things I want to. I'm about to push you through. The out every side. It's pointing straight to you. It's every long lost dream. Let me to where you are. Others have broke my heart. They were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true. That God bless the broken road, led me straight to you. Just thinking about the years of time just passing through. I like to give the years I've lost and give it back to you. But you just smile and take my hand. You've been there, you understand. It's all the world forgetting our plans. That's coming true. 'Cause every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others have broke my heart. They were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true. That God there's a broken road, don't let me straight to you. Every long lost street led me to where you are. Others have broke my heart. They were like northern They've got legs broken wall, they'll be straight to you. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. I told you after the summer and all this stuff.
Gosh, what an emotional day it has been. Even the cake is in tears. Good evening, everyone. I am delighted to have you all here today to celebrate the love Rudy and I have between the two of us. Rudy, I am glad to finally call you my husband. I didn't fall in love with you because you remembered my birthday and bought me flowers on Valentine's Day. I fell in love with you because when you wake up in the morning, you say good morning to me first before you check your phone. I fell in love with you because when you go to the fridge to get yourself a drink, you get me one without even asking. I fell in love with you because when you had a great day at work and I had a terrible day at work, you sit and listen to my awful day without saying a thing about your great day. You inspire me, and your mere existence has turned me into the best version of myself. Together, Rudy and I are about to embark on a wonderful new journey, and everyone here today are the people that have helped shape us. To my new in-laws, thank you for bringing Rudy into this world. You have raised the most kind-hearted, humble, devoted, and selfless person I get to call my husband. Thank you for raising the man of my dreams. To my dearest mom, Mommy, you will always be my first best friend. You have done so much to get me where I am today, and I will always cherish and appreciate the small acts of kindness you showed me daily, like making and bringing me lunch while I work. Daddy, you have always been and will always be my first love. You showed me how a man should treat me and love me, with gentle hands and open arms. The man that stood at the end of the aisle today is because of the man you have been to me. Throughout my life, I've witnessed many years of laughter, tears, compromise, understanding, dependability, and above all, unconditional love between the two of you. From you both, I learned that marriage is about patience and acceptance. It's about knowing when to say sorry, I'm sorry, and when to offer forgiveness. It's about being together through the good times and never giving up during the bad. Thank you for everything you have done for both Rudy and I. You have blessed us with our dream wedding, and for that, we are forever grateful. When Rudy proposed to me, there was a lot of talk about the wedding. We sat down trying to find a venue, set a date, get together a bridal party, and book a DJ among other countless suppliers. Weddings are something that is discussed and planned in great detail. But there is a lot more to a marriage, isn't there? After the fun, when the music is gone and the food and cake have been eaten, when the guests have danced their hearts out and the newlyweds have driven off together, what is left? After the wedding, what is left is the marriage itself. And while marriage is certainly not a big party every day, it is something that Rudy and I talked about a lot in great detail. Who would pay the bills? Who would do the washing, the cooking, the cleaning? Did we ever want kids? What would our home look like? Even then, when all these questions have been discussed, there is still a lot more to a marriage. So Rudy and I sat down and we talked about what marriage meant to us and what our future together would look like. What we realized more and more is how right it all felt. We won't always have the perfect answer to everything that comes our way, but we do have each other. We have our love, our patience, our determination, and with that in mind, I'm so happy to be married to Rudy today. What an incredible feeling to look around this room and see so many people from different parts of both of our lives. Thank you to all our family and friends for your continuous love and support. Thank you for being here today. This day would also not have been possible without our wedding planner and coordinator, Tracy from Terrique Events, and our incredible team, Kim and Monique. We've only known you for close to 2 years already, and you've already left your mark in our lives. Tracy, you made planning a wedding during a global pandemic so much fun. One day, I'll tell my kids how we planned our wedding over Zoom calls and with thick face masks on. I would also like to thank all our incredible suppliers here today. To name a few, Lauren, our incredible photographer, Andre, our videographer, Dirk, the kindest DJ I've ever met, and Yaku and Annabelle from Bakanov for allowing us the opportunity to have our dream wedding at this beautiful venue. I would also like to thank my awesome bridesmaids, Lisa, Shannon, and Samantha. When I showed signs of stress, you leaned in to calm me. When I had moments of weakness, you were my strength. I read a quote in the week saying, "Notice the people who are happy for your happiness and sad for your sadness. They are the ones who deserve special places in your heart." You ladies have special places in my heart. I love you all. Lastly, I would like to end with my paying respects to my dear brother Matthew, who is watching over us tonight. You were such a bunch of fun. And if Rudy and I were here, and if he was here tonight, I know he would tell me that tomorrow he's coming home with me and Rudy, and that he's got big plans for our stay room. We miss him dearly, and we'll continue to treasure fond memories of him. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, words of wisdom, words that straight from the heart. And I know, I don't think that each of us can take a page out of that book. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to give over to the man of the moment, Mr. Farouk.
I would like to stand a little bit closer to my wife because I just want to make sure that everybody can see us, hear us. Firstly, I'm going to take you on a journey with myself. I'm going to share the journey with all of you. So, it's true what Reno said. My life, when I started as a young man, I was always focused on what I first need to achieve and what I first need to get to, because the footprints that the great parent left me, he said, all these things will come naturally. And my focus was first that I must make my path right with God. And I could feel that my path was right with God, and the rest will follow in place. So I was single for long, because I first had to build a relationship with God. The moment I figured out my purpose, I promised you this, as God is my witness. December, I went to my knees, I said, God, you haven't placed me on earth to sit alone. And 2 weeks later, I met him. And the moment I met her, it wasn't strange or it wasn't uncanny. I felt like I knew her because we talked for hours, and it was on the 31st of December, and we sat until the morning come. We sat and talked about home. By the time we had to say goodbye, I felt that the time has passed us so quickly that we didn't even realize it's early morning hours. So I quickly had to figure out, because I was the one that had to drop her. And I was not familiar with pottery that side. So I blueprinted that direction because I said, this is not the last time. Then I'm going to come back with the casket out. But I would again like to reiterate that first thing, I thank our God for allowing us to share this beautiful day, this beautiful memory with our families, our loved ones. And thank you for putting the effort. Thank you for staying up late with us, having conversations. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for always making sure that Terrique is fine and I'm fine. I don't want to mention names, but I will mention names here and there as I continue. Then I would like to start with my parents-in-law, my mom, and my dad. The day where I came into your life. Terrique made it difficult because he said, I cannot enter that gate. I must wait there when I come and fetch her. And this went on for 3 weeks, which he said, don't get out of the car. And me, I had principles, I had to come and knock and introduce my, and then I got out of the car and she would say, why did you get out of the car? And say, for Barbara. And I forced myself a little bit closer, and then I went close to the gate. And then the second time I had halfway to the, and by the third time I was standing in front, and at the end here opened, and she said, hi. And everybody knows that is my mother's hi. Welcome. So immediately I felt home, and I couldn't stop talking about my mother, my new mother, because your spirit always uplifts any room. The joy that you carry always brings the joy to the next person. Wherever you go, you always touch somebody with your finger. And you've touched me to where I understood what it means not only to be a son, but to be a good, responsible young man. And to take each step with pride. And I only went to Heartfelt a couple of days later. I was invited to a Sunday. Myself and Terrique said our second meeting will be Sunday church at Past Church, Pastor Randall that you all meet. So I hope you guys can hear me fine. And somebody told me, I think it's an aunt that I met, like a Heartfelt sister, said, no, you look just like Terrique's dad. And I said, oh, Terrique was confusing. No, you don't look like that. And eventually myself and Uncle Farron went Sunday after church, and we started talking and carrying on. And we have a lot of similarities, I'll be honest. And all of that aside, but I grew up in a household where my father was, and sometimes he was not present. My mother was my father, and she was my mother. But I became to understand what the two main responsibilities is in a household, and what the fearing God person you are. I've learned how to become so humble. And it's something that I've always desired to do. I have these fruits as a father in my life. It's because I was praying to God, and He answered me and said, but I am your father. And then He gave me a father that can walk with me as well. And for that, I can never thank you. But it's my honor today that you said yes, and you gave me your blessing to marry your daughter. And on Mother's Day next week, because this is the journey that she was talking about, the dry roads that we have, the wet roads. And then I would like to go to my mother and explained to her that the man thing that you see today, that you will see tomorrow, it comes from her hand. She has been the DNA in me since I was young. I was Janet's age, which is 11, 12. And she told me, young man, you are now the man of the house. You are now my protector. You are now the protector that will look after your sisters when I leave this house. That is your responsibility. And I learned responsibility. Doesn't matter how young I was, but I carry that with me. And ever since up until today, I will still carry that. So the protector that I am, I would want to tell Terrique, and that is because my mother have given me these values. She's always told me, put God first. Just put God first. Forget about the rest. You will see the path will straighten. Families that is sharing this moment with us, I would like to go to my basement. He's been there from the start, Ray, and he's always encouraged me. He's the most positive person that you will find. You will always look at the negative and you will turn it into a positive. And you will always strive to better, succeed. And from that, he's given me such inspiration to always look at things from a different perspective. I would also like to thank Pastor Randall for such a beautiful sermon, for blessing us, for Ma, for always opening up the house and that warm bread that you make. That I always come around and say, I put the bread. And the keys here, the values that you shared with Terrique, because Terrique is very close to you and Anthony. When I started also engaging into the family and getting to learn the kids, they are a pride and a joy to myself. And I just want to say from myself and Anthony, thank you for giving yourself to Terrique and the time and then learning to give yourself to us as well. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Myself and Terrique as well, we appreciate that. Then I would like to say to each family member that has traveled for, thank you. My uncle Rudy that came all the way from Sultana that was early today. Thank you for traveling the journey with us. Period, basement, my aunties and uncles, it's always a joy to see you. Auntie Bernie, Auntie, Veronica, Tante. Auntie was like a brother to me. He raised me. And I used to sit in front of him with a bicycle. And he used to tell me, come, there's a cushion. And I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And we had lots of memories, but I would like to say thank you for your footprint. I'm not going to continue to keep it long, but lastly, I would like to say to my beautiful wife, I think myself and you, we had this vision, and we always had a difference of opinion in a vision, because I would say this is white, and then he would say no, this is off-white, and then I'd say no, but it's not off-white. But when we together discussed, at the end we always end up seeing things. But what I want to say to you is, you've been the stone in the rock, the emerald in my life. You've highlighted things so clearly and were so dark to me. You've given me inspiration to follow my passion, to love openly, to love full heart. And through all the ups and downs and journeys we've learned to communicate with laughter and fun. We've learned also how to respect each other and so much. We've learned how to be other-centered, to put others' feelings first, and then inside. And that's something that I fell in love the first night when you told me, Rudy, you were serving everybody, but who served you? And from that moment, my love had grown from strength to strength. So, I want to end up and say, whenever I find myself in circumstances, I would always turn to you in any journey that we will follow from this moment. You are my Lord, you are my son. You are east and I west. Without you, I will be lost. You are my seeker, and I love you from the bottom of my heart.